And now, Working Man Radio with your host, Joe Lyles.
There's a school district in the United States where the average SAT scores are some of the lowest test scores in the nation. There's a school district where the kids, they take the SAT and they just ain't got it. And you know, those SAT scores, that's one of the ways you get into college. Everybody in Harvard has a perfect SAT score. Or damn near everybody. Everybody at Yale has a perfect SAT, damn near everybody. One of the reasons that SAT scores, you know, one of the things that accounts for higher SAT scores is parents who shuck out the loot to send their kids to SAT prep classes so they can learn how to take the test. Because if you want to be one of the rulers, if you want to be one of the masters of the universe, if you want to walk the halls of Congress, if you want to be a Wall Street financier, it helps to go to Yale. What are the most represented colleges among presidents? Yale and Harvard. Now, you could go to Southwest Texas State Teachers College like Lyndon Johnson. I mean, it's not impossible. But the guy he took over for, the guy who assumed office when Kennedy was shot, Kennedy went to Harvard. It matters where you go to school. And it doesn't matter because you're smarter. It doesn't matter because they teach you more stuff. It matters because of who you know. It's who you meet. That's how the world works. The world is about networks of people. People make the world work. And if you're plugged into the networks, you can do things that you can't do if you're not plugged into the network. I don't care how smart you are. Let's talk about, where is this place I'm talking about that has lower test scores in any place than one of the lowest test scores in the country? I could be talking about Washington, D.C. It could be. Washington, D.C. is a well-known, mostly colored school district. And when you point this fact out, the bigots out there say, see there, they're just stupid. I'm telling you, there are people in the country right now who think that black people are inherently stupid. That they're just dumber than the rest of us, and there ain't nothing you can do about it. And this, by the way, extends to Barack Obama. They think he's dumb. Why? Because he's black. He has to be dumb because all black people are dumb. Which, by the way, is not what. I mean, that's a dumbass misinterpretation of things like test score data. Right? The flip side argument, which is, by the way, the argument that your working class white guy wants to make, not your working class white guy, your white bigot, your white dumbass wants to make, is that, well, other white people are smarter, therefore I get credit for that. I get credit for the achievements of other people, but if you're black, you get credit for the deficiencies of other people. That's the world they want to live in, because obviously it gives them a boost. So what county am I talking about? What county am I talking about? I'm not talking about Washington, D.C. I'm talking about Mingo County, West Virginia. Mingo County, West Virginia. It's on the border of West Virginia and Kentucky. It's about 60-70 miles south of Huntington, West Virginia. It's coal mine country. The movie Matewan was made about the coal field wars that took place in that county. It's the county where the Hatfields and McCoys lived. Still do. They still live there. You can find Hatfields and McCoys living in Mingo County. How many how many black folks live in Mingo County? The black folks in Mingo County live on one street. It's like they're like 1% of the population. Those low SAT scores, it's all on the hillbillies, folks. It's all on them ignorant hillbillies. You know, those inherently inferior white hillbillies. Everybody knows that white hillbillies are inherently inferior because look at their test scores. Now, I can hear all the white bigots out there sharpening. All of a sudden, they're about to smarten up. Well, now, you know, that's a hard Appalachian. There's a long history of poverty there, and they don't have their parents aren't sending them to these prep classes, and excuses. Because, you know, poverty has something to do with whether or not poverty is a reason that they're for their underachievement. Right. It's a reason for white hillbillies underachievement, but it's not a reason for black kids in Washington, D.C. Poverty had nothing to do with that. Right? Is that how it works? Tell me how it works. Right? Our economic conditions, our socioeconomic conditions are being a part of a disadvantaged group. Does that have anything to do with this? Should we do something for people who are disadvantaged to try and improve their opportunities in life? Should we do something about them? Should we do something to help the hillbillies in Mingo County? What do you think? I say yes.
Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment. You've been listening to Working Man Radio with Joe Lyles at joelylesradio.com.